Welcome to the pre-show. You're here watching HeartBeatHero Radio. This is the pre-show at 7:30 p.m. Paris time. We're going to start the show tonight. On the show, we got John Beckett, Phaserland, OSC, and Brandon. They'll be joining me live this Saturday night on 9 p.m. Paris time for the trivia. Make sure to join us in the chat and say hi and I'll give you a shout out. A quick promo for myself and Nicholas Rickson. We have a new weekly 15-minute synthwave show called the Mini Hero Podcast, available on Spotify and SoundCloud. It's a show where we share the latest synthwave news and new releases coming each week. At the end of the show, we play each of our picks of the week. If you have a new release coming out or you would like us to mention it, DM us and we'll give you a shout out at Mini Hero Pod on Instagram. Now, I got to catch my breath, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to play the latest track of Nicholas Rickson and me. It's called Feeling Summer. It's HeartBeatHero featuring Nicholas Rickson. Enjoy.
all I want is to remember, keep you in my heart. From the rivers running in the land of fate, send me kisses on the wind until my dying day.
That was Feeling Summer by Heartbeat Hero Nicholas Rickson. And C. Pac-Man, welcome to the chat. You're filling it up with these lovely icons. It's amazing. So grateful to have you here. We got 7 more minutes before the show starts. I have another track I would like to play. This is called Starlight featuring Fillion by Ambion and Galaxy Tones. We got 4 more minutes. Should be able to play a little bit of this next track. This is Transcending by, let's see if I got that right, Transcending Skyscrapers by Raygun Hero. got to cut that one short because in a minute we're going to do a live show. It's going to start. A quick shout out to Retro Mark for joining in and Light Source Music. All right, so we're going to hang out here for 30 more seconds, then we're going to start the show. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Synthwave podcast called HeartBeatHero Radio. This show has been listened to over 100,000 times. If you're interested in sponsoring the show, please send me a direct message via Instagram to HeartBeatHero. This show is brought to you by my main sponsor, Retro Synth Records, one of the largest synthwave labels in the world, promoting synthwave on every medium, like retro synth radio, MCTV, and vinyl production on Laser Steel Records. There's also an ad I'm about to play of the Neotropolis event in the promo. It's April 23rd to April 27th, 2025, featuring Power Rob, StarFighter, Megatronics, Alex Lightspeed, spreading synthwave across the world with their amazing partners Rozo Corza, Emotive, Philo FX Records, and Retro Reverb Records. Here we go. Previously on HeartBeatHero Radio.
FM bases, spirit.
Can people buy these T-shirts or merch?
If they want, they can.
Daddy, Mrs. Smythe says sharing is caring.
I started drawing as soon as I could pick up a pencil.
Because I live at Disney World.
This show is unhinged.
I'm still laughing from when Nick burped.
I didn't. What do you mean?
See, I always thought it was going to be me that does it.
Oh my gosh, I can't breathe.
I will never meet him on purpose.
Just looks like he has a smell. See, I wouldn't bring my kids. They're annoying. You know what I mean?
Because I know that she's listening to the show right now.
Oh, hey, Mom.
With your grace and charm, you steal the show.
Grace and charm.
Thank you.
Those Disney questions at the end nearly killed me.
Hi, this is Clank, and you're listening to HeartBeatHero Radio.
Hi, this is Josh and Ricky from Unetics, and you're listening to HeartBeatHero Radio.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is 8X, and you're listening to HeartBeatHero Radio.
Hey, this is Joe from the Ozone Nightmare podcast.
Hi, this is Robin Lights, and you're listening to HeartBeatHero Radio.
Hi, this is Karen Zoe Lee.
Hi, I'm Sin Street.
This is Sequenza.
Oh, hello! It's me, Steven from Hot Heels.
Heartbeat Hero Radio Show.
This is the Heartbeat Hero Radio Show. Have a good time listening to great music, artist interviews, and some nice trivia games right now on this very channel.
Oh yeah, it's Saturday night, the 19th of April, 2025. I'm live here on twitch.tv/HeartBeatHero, and this is episode number 77 of the Synthwave podcast called Heartbeat Hero Radio. My name is Daniel Barton, and I am your friendly neighborhood Synthwave fan. Shout out to my Patreon supporters, Doug Fresh, Gary Heather, Yuko Raid, Keith Atherton, Robin Lights, and Jefferson Rift. If you would like to support the show, go to patreon.com/HeartbeatHero. Now tonight, I will be interviewing John Beckett. That will be live at 8:30 p.m. Paris time here on Heartbeat Hero Radio. And for the trivia at 9 p.m., we will have Phaserland, OSC, and Brandon. Before we start the show, I want to thank everybody that sent me birthday wishes. I turned 48 on April the 2nd. I had Dunkin' Donuts and lasagna, and I watched one of my favorite movies with my wife. I got some cool new trivia presents. This is the 80s movie trivia that we're going to play tonight. We're going to play this in the warm-up round, so get ready for that. I also got this cool popcorn thing here. I don't know if you can see it. There's a very cool popcorn prop, and I got some popcorn in there, so a lot of snacking will be happening soon. So that's that. And I also, of course, got my 18-pack of root beer, which I love to drink during the show. All right, that's it. Oh, I also got a cool Pizza Cat birthday card with an awesome Synthwave T-shirt by Dream Pocket, which is a very cool musician. You should definitely check out his music. I've played his stuff on the show quite a bit. Alrighty then, let's get this show on the road. From the UK, we have Deco, or Deco. The band consists of Max Kendall, vocals and synth, Lucy Kendall, saxophone, who is Max's sister. We have John Dell on guitar, John Steele on bass, and Thomas Reinholds on drum. They have headlined for Nile Rodgers, Aha, and Boy George. Last year they went on a tour at 13 locations in England. Vinyls of them are available off their website at deco.tmstor.es. Their latest album is called Destination I Don't Know, including 14 tracks. Photograph is a standout track that you should definitely check out. And for now, I have an awesome cover by them. This is Bittersweet Symphony by Deco. Oh yeah, back in business. That was Bittersweet Symphony by Deco. Also supporting the show is my mom, Haiti. Quick shout outs to the chat. I might miss some people, but I'll add you later on. We got CPAC-Man, Retromark, Light Source Music, Gray Shirt Problem, Legacy, FM Vibes, and Memory Design. Thank you so much for joining in. Another quick promo for myself and Nicholas Rickson. We have a new weekly 15-minute synthwave show called the Mini Hero Podcast, available on Spotify and SoundCloud. It's a show where we share the latest synthwave news and new releases coming each week. At the end of each show, we play each of our picks of the week. If you have a release coming up you would like us to mention, DM us, and we'll give you a shout out at Mini Hero Pod on Instagram. Now we get to the news. We got some Star Wars news. Breaking news from yesterday. At the Star Wars Celebration in Japan 2025, a new standalone film was revealed called Star Wars StarFighter. Ryan Gosling will star in the lead role, who also played in Blade Runner 2049. Sean Levy, known for directing Deadpool and Wolverine, is directing the movie, so that sounds great. Production will start of the fall of 2025. I'm really excited for that movie. Up next, we got the Switch 2 that came out. News came out of it April 2nd. The Switch 2 was finally announced. It was set to launch It is set to launch on June 5th, 2025 with a price of $449.99. The launch title will be Mario Kart World, which features some open world racing. Pre-orders are sold out in the UK, and in the US and Canada, pre-orders are paused due to the tariffs on China. Though Nintendo aims to maintain the $450 price, some US inventory has already shipped to scalpers, which are listing the consoles on eBay for up to $855. That's a bad thing, man. Some of my friends here in the Netherlands already have pre-ordered the system and are waiting patiently for it to be released. Now, it's time for some music. Up next from Spain, we have the very talented Leo Golo. In this video clip we're about to watch, you will see lead vocals by Leo Golo, drums by Danny, bass by Eric, guitar by Pablo, keyboard by Guillem, and backing vocals by Anne. After working for 3 years on his album, it's finally out in 2025. Here is an awesome video clip of the album called Silver Lining, featured by Aztec Records. This is... I'm sorry, just a minute. I'm talking way too fast, man. This is All In and All Out live by Leo Golo.
Just thinking of you, trying to guess what this is all about. Can't hide the rush that I'm feeling. I'm all in and all out. If there's a second encounter, I'll try to live you in no doubt that it's love, what you are feeling. I'm all in and all out. I feel my phone's vibration. I get excited, but it isn't you. You're my new obsession, and it gets worse if I can't get through. And I wanna, 'cause boys like you ain't looking for a long-term love. It's true, I go too fast, but at least you know what I want. I get anxious just thinking of you, trying to guess what this is all about. Can't hide the rush that I'm feeling. I'm all in and all out. If there's a second encounter, I'll try to leave you in no doubt that it's love, what you are feeling. I'm all in and all out. I'm all in and all out. I'm all in on you, babe. I'm all in and all out. I'm all in on you, babe. I'm all in and all out. I'm all in on you, babe. I'm all in and all out. I'm all in on you, babe. Hurts to know boys like you ain't looking for a long-term love. It's true, but at least you know what I want. I get anxious just thinking of you, trying to guess what this is all about. Can't hide the rush that I'm feeling. I'm all in and all out. If there's a second encounter, I'll try to leave you in no doubt that it's love, what you are feeling. I'm all in and all out. I'm all in and all out. I'm all in on you, babe. I'm all in and all out. All in on you. All in and all in and all out. I'm all in on you, babe. You, babe. I'm all in and all out. On you, babe.
That was All In, All Out, and that was All In and All Out live by Leo Golo. We got some shout outs to the chat. We got Nicholas Rickson, Synth Mist, Dream Pocket, and Future Past Radio, and Demi K has joined in the chat. Now, there is an awesome movie playing in the cinemas. It's called a Minecraft movie. The Minecraft movie has set a new record for video games as a video game movie in its opening weekend. Currently, the movie has made over $570 million at the box office and is still growing. The release of the Minecraft movie has sparked an event in theaters, mainly driven by teenage fans acting out on a viral TikTok trend. During screenings, when Jack Black's character Steve exclaims, "Chick jockey," teen audiences go wild. They shout, they jump on the sheets, they throw popcorn. They have even brought a live chicken into theaters. Sometimes theaters have to ban the group of kids without an adult being present, and in some cases the police has been involved. Here is a clip of the teens going crazy. Now, I definitely would not want to have to clean up afterwards. That sounds horrible. From Berlin, Germany, we have Sandrom. He loves making music with synthesizers, science fiction, dreams, and outer space with some cyberpunk and synthwave retro futuristic influences. Off the album Exoplanets, available on Bandcamp. I'm going to share that right now in the chat. Let's go. There you go. This is K2 9B by Sandrom. Man, that track is just too short. All right, that was K29B by Sandrom, and a quick shout out to Future Past Radio, who dropped Neon Angel. Thank you so much for doing that. That's a track of mine. A new Superman sneak peek trailer was revealed on the 4th of April. So don't forget, this summer on July 11th, 2025, the new Superman will be released in cinemas. I'm very excited about that. Up next from Germany, we have DEKLANG. The band consists of two talented and creative individuals, Kenyo Hybro and Hans Guillermo Weidhofer. Kino is a professional producer who works in the music industry, and Hans is the creative force behind DEKLANG's visual aesthetic, creating mesmerizing visuals that perfectly complements the band. Get ready for a gritty dystopian synthwave track with amazing visuals. This is Dark Matter by DEKLANG.
Keep saying that it's only for a season. The weather keeps changing and it still feels like it's freezing outside. I keep saying that it's only for a season. The weather keeps changing and it still feels like it's freezing outside.
Now the moon has its base, the stars lost their charm. As I wander through the darkness, searching for some warmth, but your love still lingers in the depths of my soul. A bittersweet reminder, a little bit soft.
It's only for a season. The weather keeps changing and it still feels like it's freezing outside. I keep saying that it's only for a season. The weather keeps changing and it still feels like it's freezing outside.
Yeah, that was Dark Matter by DEKLANG. And a shout out to Warren for joining us in the chat. Thank you so much for joining in. Up next from Italy, we have Mark D. And from the United States, we have S.P.H.E.R.E.S Krueger. This synthwave classic has been redone by them. This is Airwolf by Mark D. and S.P.H.E.R.E.S Krueger. That was Mark D and Shred Krueger with Airwolf. A shout out to Rand. Thanks you for joining in. Now it's time for the pre-record show, and I'll be back. I'll be back with a live interview with John Beckett. Here we go. Welcome to the pre-recorded show. Up next is a request by Keith Atherton. This is Stellar Solitude by Massive Z. That was Stellar Solitude by Massive Z. Up next is Gravity Swell by S.P.H.E.R.E.S. That was Gravity Swell by S.P.H.E.R.E.S. Up next is Personal Best by Voltage. That was Personal Best by Voltage. Up next is On My Mind featuring Izzy by Sun City.
Different from the others. I think I'm
There's a cool breeze blowing through your hair. You try to sleep but you're longing to come home. You thought you were going places no one else would dare. You can tell that something's wrong, and you don't know why she's feeling lonely as she says that love has gone. You tell her after all this time, you're still on my mind. 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 You're still on my mind.
That was On My Mind featuring Izzy by Sun City. Up next is the Rocky IV Final Fight, the ultimate director's cut version of No Easy Way Out, the Synthwave version by Alienpyre. That was No Easy Way Out by Alienpyre. Up next is Bossfight by Vector7. That was Bossfight by Vector7. Up next is Bring the Storm, the performance video by Sonictron.
Burning eyes, you set the fire deep inside. I'm suffocating loud, screaming with no sound, blinded by your lies. Kill the fight, I'm lying on a bed of spice. I pay the price on loot, jumping through these hoops. Bring the storm. You can break my armor, I was born a fighter. I strike like thunder, thunder, I won't go under. Your back is nothing's as it seems. Your fears is what will make you drown. But they won't take me down. like thunder. I won't go under. I won't go under. Bring the storm. Bring the storm. Bring the storm. Bring the storm.
That was Bring the Storm, the performance video by Sonictron. Up next is Afterglow Drive by Jessy, Mach and Heartbeat Hero. That was Afterglow Drive by Jessy, Mach and Heartbeat Hero. Up next by our CEO of videos, Mr. Robin Lights. He created this very cool video for the track called In Dreams by Sequenza. That was In Dreams by Sequenza. And now, back to the show. And we're back, and I'm about to do my interview. But first, some shout-outs. We got John Kloppenborg in the chat and Axel Rhodes. So let me put my guest here on the spotlight. I'm going to do a nice intro for him. And here we go. Some of his favorite artists are Daft Punk and Stevie Wonder, celebrating over 10 years on his project with over 3.5 million listens. His music is inspired by the soundtrack and lifestyle of the 80s. John, a.k.a. Beckett, welcome to HeartBeat Hero Radio.
It's a pleasure to be here. How you doing?
Got a little intro for you there. Great to have you. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Sexy time there with the music. Loved it. It's fantastic. What a great intro. So happy to be here. What a great place to be.
Yeah.
Saturday. This is it.
I got like a light blue setup. You got a really cool purple setup.
Thank you.
Very cool. You got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guitars in the background there.
And they keep going around.
Oh, they keep going.
Yeah.
So tell us, we're going to start from the beginning. How did you get started in music?
Well, I was a wee nipper, and I started off in music very young at school, obviously, worked my way through college, into university, and with bands all the way through those times. So the 80s were always the thing I aspired to. Even in the 90s, I was already like, I'm not listening to that. I know it's current then. It was current. I'm not listening to that. I'm going back. I want to go back. I want to feel those beats. I want to feel those tunes and those anthems. And that kind of stuck with me. And every band I was in all the way through that, well, that's what I tried to do. Just try to make it anthem and big in 80s. And it's a great life. It's a great way of working.
Awesome. You have an album, Electro Pillow Talk. We're actually getting too quickly to that.
Okay. Yeah.
Tell me a bit about your studio. How did you get that set up?
So this studio, this is a culmination of many years of collecting and trading and bringing all the bits together, which I need to make my music. And then it became an obsession, and then it got out of control. And now I have 6 bass guitars and God knows how many other guitars and synths everywhere, and one there and another 3 over there and 2 over there. You know, it spirals out of control. But it's what I need to do to make the beats, to make the tunes. And if I don't have these original sounds, I mean, I know you can get them online, you can download them or whatever, but hey, it's not as good as having the original thing where you can sit there and play with it, and it's slightly warped because it's so old. It's from 1983. You know, it's younger than me by a few years, but you know, I love having that kind of that touch, that tactile approach to it, and having those sounds there to play with and work with. That's what kind of makes my sound. So yeah, the studio came about in its different guises about 20 years ago, and it really got serious 10 years ago when I started putting this place together. So I'm actually an engineer. So my background is acoustics and production, working with TV stations and you know, lots of different sound elements throughout time. You might have heard some stuff on the radio, you might have heard some stuff on adverts, who knows, but I needed a space which I could actually work in and deliver professional results. So I measured the room acoustically and treated it correctly, and then I just went a bit crazy with the guitars. Well, why not? It's something nice to look at. And every now and again, if I need one, I just pull it off the wall and away we go.
Is there a guitar that stands out for you?
Oh, well, guitar that stands out for me. This is one. Which way have I got to go? Okay, I'm reversed. There. No, hold on. That one there, the bright orange one there. You see that one?
Yeah.
That's my Ibanez GXR, and it's a beautiful bass guitar, and it was signed by Mach. So if you don't know who Mach is, he's my hero. He's a bass guitar legend from Level 42. And I think that was probably the main influence of the style of music which I'm into, and the style of music I write is kind of derived from Mach and the Level 42 guys all the way back when I was about 12. I just, oh my God, what is this music? This is great. It's toe tapping. It's a fusion of jazz, funk, you know, everything you want. And it was in the charts. So, yeah, I just got really enamored with it. And when I went to get married, my wife, she surprised me with this amazing guitar for our wedding present. I came into the studio one day, and I didn't know anything about it. Just came into the studio one day before I was going to go to work, and I looked up on the wall, and there it was. It was just right there, and yeah, it just blew my mind. She took one of the old ones down and put the new one up, and it's like, there you go, get rid of that one. It's like, oh, we'll put it somewhere. But yeah, there it is, and that's my baby. That's the one that really sticks with me.
That's why you're married for so long now.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. It's part of the deal. So
let's talk about the track 20 years. It's my favorite track of yours. I'll be married 20 years this year to my wife in December, so it has a lot of meaning to me. I loved the track before, but even now this year is going to be even more. So tell me a bit about the track, what it means to you, and how it got made.
Well, similar story in terms of being 20 years. We got together in 1998, and in 2018, it was our 20-year anniversary of just being together, and that's when I proposed. We went to Mont Blanc, and we had an amazing anniversary celebration up the top of the mountain in the middle of a snowstorm, which was a story and a half. And when I got back, I had this idea in my head. It did take 2 years to get done and written and put onto the album, but it came out with the Electric Pillow Talk album in 2020, and it was to celebrate 20 years of being together. At the time at college, people probably didn't think we were ever going to get that far, and that's part of the lyrics. They didn't realize we'd get that far, and hopefully it's going to be 30, 40 years more. So there you go. That's the sweet side of it. Also, on a more of a selfish side, it was just a really awesome beat and a really awesome guitar riff to play, and I just love doing every second of it. So I had a few people come in, a few artists come in and do the vocals for me as well, but backing vocals to make it the what I call the Coldplay stadium sound, because I needed to make it sound like there was a big stadium of people singing it back. Oh yeah. So we recorded a lot of my friends all at the same time, and just had that kind of open room sound.
Amazing.
And, that's how we got it in there, and and I'm glad you picked. As I was saying this earlier on, and we were talking about this, and I've mentioned to other people, it's really interesting what presenters and hosts like yourself do when they pull out something, and it just shocks me. I was like, I'm prepared for that one, but I wasn't prepared that it was going to be your favorite, and it means so much with the 20 years connection. So congratulations, and
thank you.
That's what it's all about.
All right, this is 20 Years by Beckett. yeah, that was 20 Years by Beckett. We got some shout outs to the chat. We got Turtle MP360 and John Beckett in the chat as well. Another favorite track of yours I would like to play is StarFighter off your album Pixel Perfect. I'm going to put that in the chat right now. Let's post that there. Okay. And I was listening to your interview with Lotus Moon Productions, and you have a great story about Konami and you as a kid. I was hoping you could maybe share that and combine the Konami story and how the song was created later in life.
Yeah, so I was about 13, 14, around that age, and I started off with my Atari 1040 ST, and I still do, I love Nintendo. Most of the Nintendo games I used to play were by Konami or Acclaim, and man, I was addicted to that thing. And the Super Nintendo specifically, when that came around, and yeah, I just got so caught up in the music, and I thought, I wonder if I can do this. And I was just blown away by how did they create these tunes? How do they do this? Make it an orchestra in a box, basically. And I'm playing a game, and it's interacting with me. And I thought, you know what? I need to get in touch. I need to do something. I need to see if I can write music for them. So there's me and my first keyboard and my Atari, and I made some tunes. And I thought, right, and I made a demo tape. And this demo tape was, I thought, this is how I'm gonna break in with this. This is it. So I managed to get hold of an address, and I really wish I could remember what it was, but it was just an address. It wasn't to a specific person or A&R. It was basically, something as simple as like Konami, 1 Konami Street or something. Anyway, and I also did the same thing with Acclaim as well. And I put these little demos together, and I sent them off. And I was really naive, hoping that they were going to get hold of the tapes and get back to me as soon as possible. And, there was so much hope. There was so much hope and joy. And I was like, yes, this is it. I'm going to get in writing music. I've done the music. It's on tape. What more do they want? Alas, they never contacted me. But I always like to think that...
But really quick, what were you visualizing they were like?
Well, that's the thing. I always hoped that they were, if it got to, into Japan and, they were a businessman, they were in their office and, a bit like, just imagine in RoboCop, you've got the OCP surroundings, it's like the executives and the higher executives, they're all there. Just wish that there was, I can imagine like, one of the delivery guys comes running in and he's not watching where he's going. He's got his bike hat all over the place and he knocks into a really high flying executive. And the tape just like plops out. There you go, on the floor right there. And I just imagine them picking it up, going, "Hey, what is this?" It's like, this is this could be it. What's this? Put this sound on. And there happens to be a tape deck right there in the corporate office, just across from Ed 209. And they pop over and just jack in the tape, and everyone's like, "Get me that kid on the phone." I really wish that's how it happened. I think it's all high flying executives and. Yeah, I don't know.
But what happens then? Because they call you, and then what?
They call me, and and I'm not there because I'm in school. So, they call me or they send a letter, and I'm still in school. I'm not able to do anything. So, that could have been the dream. It could have been the chance that was just lost to the wind because I wasn't old enough to have my own phone line or be out of school,
100% that happened, John.
Well, I hope it did. I really do hope it did. And that's the thing. It got me so caught up in making more music and ideas for video games. Now, I got something which no one's ever seen. I thought it might be a surprise for you for the show tonight. So I went back. So to get this song, these ideas, I actually had a game, an idea when I was about 14 or 15, and it was called Search. And basically, it was these droid robot suit mech kind of guys that would fly through the Badlands of the apocalypse of the Fourth World War, and they would, pick up survivors in amongst all of the rubble and whatever's going on. And so the idea was that, and I drew this. Here we go. I wonder if this is going to work. Hopefully fans at home should see
Let's
this.
go. There it is.
There it is. So that is 34. I drew that when I was about 14, 15. And I went home for Christmas, a few years ago when I was going back to see everyone. And that's where the idea for the album Search of 34 comes from. If I just press this button, it should be. Oh, maybe that's broken. Press up or down, or there you go.
There you go.
So that's what it became. That's the album cover for Searcher34. Now that was the drawing that kind of sparked the idea. I thought, well, actually, now I'm doing Synthwave. 2014, this was, time ago. So I was like, yeah, I'm doing Synthwave. This is what I'm doing. Maybe I can bring in the computer element, not chiptune, but like aimed at like the 16-bit generation. And so I wrote this album, Searcher34, and I did all the artwork. I 3D modeled the Searcher34 and a few other droid mechs, as well, 34, 47, and all these different numbers. And I started thinking, well, I can actually do this as an album. So I put it together, got it out there. And then it wasn't until about 5 years after that, so 2019, when the technology was available for me to actually generate the sounds from Super Nintendos with my MIDI keyboards and run it back in and record it. So
that is amazing. I
launched it again. I launched the first song, Searcher34. I launched that song with all the instruments replaced with Super Nintendo sounds. And then at that moment when I played it back for the first time, it was emotional. I just got zapped back to being, in my bedroom when I was like 14, 15, playing, Cybernator and Super R-Type and Super Smash TV, all the classics I loved. And I was like, right, now I'm gonna take that idea and I'm gonna do something completely original again with some of those sounds included. And we started to roll into what is StarFighter. So StarFighter was off the Pixel Perfect album. I wonder if that was going to work. Oop, if I go 1, 2, there you go.
Yes.
Pixel Perfect. So I put this album together, and you'll see on there's actually lots of different characters. There's Ken in the middle from Street Fighter 2, which is actually me holding my bass guitar. And there's the Turtles from Turtles in Time sat on the Nintendo Joypad, and there's Daytona from Sega Daytona 95. And all of these elements came together in my head to make Pixel Perfect. And at the time I was thinking, I've got to get in touch with someone that can do pixel artwork, because that's what it's going to take. Well, luckily, in between Searcher34 and Pixel Perfect, the album, I did actually manage to get my music into a computer game. It was called Top Run, and it was amazing, by Catatouch Studios. And it's just a runner, but it's all 8-bit runners. And it's just like every character you could think of, Ghostbusters through to, Freddy Krueger, all the people that were big in the 80s running through this game to collect, tokens and pixels and things like that. And it was really cool. So I got in touch with the artist, Lena Pixels, and I commissioned her to do artwork. And she said, what do you want? I was like, this is what I want. I want to go back to the days of Konami. I want to go back to the pixel, 16-bit era. That's what I'm thinking of. And she made those dreams come true on the artwork there, which was beautiful. And
it's amazing.
Yeah, and that's kind of it. And StarFighter was that track. I'm always blown away by the work of Vincent DeCola from whatever you heard Rocky IV earlier on. So he wrote all the music to Transformers, the 1986 film. He wrote the music to obviously Rocky IV, and several other amazing films. And the idea of how he was making his studio recordings blew my mind. It was like a cross between what I thought at the time was just pure sequencing and some and some additional guitars and stuff put in. Actually, it was there was some sequencing, but it's a lot of really top level playing at that speed as well.
Yeah.
So I took the idea of thinking, right, the training montage, and I want to kind of be as detailed and have a really thoughtful arrangement into you've got this hyper space ship that is a prototype, and you want to escape. So how do we make this big? How do we make it sound like you're in danger, but you're also cruising through space? And that was it. I took all those elements. I said games, said movies, and mashed it together, and that's where we are. And that's how Starfire. No relation to the new Star Wars, by the way. I think I'll be on the phone to Mr. Lucas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would sue him.
Yeah.
He's got enough money.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, this is StarFighter by Beckett. Here we go. right, that was StarFighter, not the Star Wars movie, StarFighter from Beckett. Very cool. And we're going to ask you what your plans are for the future, where people can find your music. Also promote your new album so people can get the fine vinyl. It's called Exemplar, The Best of Beckett. I'm going to paste a link right now in the chat, and you can go.
Well, let's start off right there. Why not? You know what? There's this big orange disc that's been it's been printed for you lovely people. There it is, or pressed, or whatever you want to call it. I can't spin it right away. There you go. Exemplar, The Best of Beckett. 10 years of my blood, soul, blood, tears, crying, soul.
It's a lot of blood.
Yes, a lot of blood. I mean, it was a different color to begin with, this studio. Anyway, yeah, so there you go. There it is there. Look at that. Look at that.
Wow.
Porsche 911, the 930 edition, what they used to call the Widowmaker.
Is that a real, did you custom make it, or how'd that get made?
I did that.
Oh.
I did that. I did all of that. It's I say I did that. I did get hold of a 3D model, and then I managed to brush it and do everything else to it.
Cool. And
you can see it there. Look, it's even got the Beckett Chrome logo. Now, these bad boys is, like I said, a combination of 10 years of my work and my life into there. And I hadn't had vinyl before, so this was like a big deal for me. And Press On Vinyl, they helped me out, get it all sorted, get it done, get it out there, and it's available. If I press this button, there it is. That's what it looks like on the Bandcamp. There we go. So head on down to the Bandcamp, and you can get yourself a purchase, and I will send it out to you with love and stickers. Anyway, yeah, so Exemplar, that's that one. The next question, part of that was, what am I doing for the future? Well, at the moment, I've come off of social media for a little bit. It's still there. I'm going to be checking out people's messages and stuff, but I wanted to step back a bit so I can reassess what I'm doing with my my music strand. Like I said, 10 years, maybe there's a different way to go. Been talking to some of the guys earlier on, and one of the things I wanted to try and do is definitely step up my YouTube game. You know, I work in television and teaching this stuff, so why not make the most of it while I've still got this lovely face for radio? And yeah, and where can you get hold of my stuff? Well, you can go to, if you want to just go to One Hit Hub, where you can find anything. It's just called ProjectBeckett.uk, and you'll be able to go, oh, I want my Instagram, my Spotify, my Facebook, my whatever, you name it, I've got it. It's out there. It's all on the site. So ProjectBeckett.uk. If you get really stuck, go to any of the socials and just type in Project Beckett, or one word, bam, you're onto it. That's it. You can't go wrong. And the biggest place where I'd like to get people to come and visit, come and give, you know, their messages of how great the tunes are for them would be on Bandcamp. So again, Project Beckett at Bandcamp. And come and say hi. I'm always about, eh? I've been here for 10 years. Probably going to be here for at least another 12 hours. So.
Well, that's going to be a long after show. I'm going to play 3 more tracks of yours. You can tell me a bit about them, and then we're going to play some trivia with the other guys.
Yes.
We got Beckett with Just Hold On, Erika. We have Crush, and we have City Line. And now you tell me about them.
Oh, right. Now you tell me. Sorry, that was a great link. I thought you were going to go straight to them.
No.
So let's start with Crush. Okay, Crush, Valentine's song I wrote many years ago, and it is the song. It crushes Spotify. This is the one that has got over 2 million plays.
Wow.
It blew my mind, and it's been picked up massively by a lot of city pop and J-pop, you know, Japanese fusion music enthusiasts. That you know, I do dabble in some city pop here and there, but this is one which is really taken on, you know, over 25,000 playlists, and that was insane. I couldn't believe that. So that's Crush. Get it, listen to it, have a go with it. It's beautiful. The other one was Just Hold On, Erika. Yeah, a great song. It's a tale of hardship and having to prove oneself, you know, guilty in the eyes of everyone until proven innocent kind of effect. You know, stories of the past from friends and things that have happened. And I just wanted to make a really awesome like guitar track, and that's where Luca Riccardo comes in. Like, if you hear any solos that are just insane or an amazing, like, you know, it's Luca Riccardo. He's the guy. So I needed him back, and I needed to get that sound. So I was like, great, this is the track for us. And again, this is Like 20 Years was the anthem song for Electric Pillow Talk. Just Hold On, Erika is the anthem song, I would call it, for, Caller on the Line. That was the album. Can't remember that. And the third song, what was that one?
City Skyline.
City Skyline. Oh, man, off the 2024, last November, off of the City Pop, third City Pop album. Really diving into that kind of element of being infused and just amazed by the cityscape, whichever city you're in. It's good just to take a break and look out at like 2 o'clock in the morning, see what's going on. And that was the twinkle. I was like, right, okay, I'm gonna write an album based on the city, ideas from that. So that's where that's where that song comes from. And you can get them all on Bandcamp, and you can get them all on Spotify. You can get them everywhere. Just Project Beckett, do the thing. That's what you do, right? So
All right,
there we go.
John, thank you for this interview. We're going to play some trivia with the boys and listen to these tracks. Here we go. right, that was a track by Brandon, and I lost my place in my sheet. That was City Skyline. Before that was Crush, and then Just Hold On to Erika. And now it's time for the trivia.
This is the trivia song. Why don't you sing along? Getting every question wrong. This is the trivia song.
All right, let me introduce my guest from Detroit in the United States of America. Wait, let me just really quick go back to this part of the thing. All right, yep. All right, from Detroit in the United States of America, the producer has been featured on indie games, films, and HBO. And last year, he became a father. Congratulations to Ross, a.k.a. Phaserland.
Hello.
Up next from the UK, he's a musician and watches car restoration videos. He has a DX21 and a Jupiter 50. Check out his YouTube and awesome music for some awesome videos of his process. Give it up for Steve, aka Opus Science Collective, aka OSC.
Yo, yo, yo.
And also from the UK, his tracks bring you back to the 80s, and he has performed live along such artists as Wave Shaper, Wolf Club, and Beckett. Raise your drinks to Brandon. And back from our interview, Beckett returns to join us in the trivia. John, a.k.a. Beckett, welcome back to the Heartbeat Hero Radio Trivia.
Hey, I'm back.
All right, I will explain the rules for the trivia. Let me just change this up a little bit there. All right. You can choose from the following categories. We have a new category, which is 80s movies. We'll be playing that the first round. And after that, you can choose whichever category you like. We got music buff. We have 80s, 90s, zeros, and tens. We have Marvel, Star Wars, Disney, Seinfeld, Batman, and music clips. I will read them later again in the trivia, and I will add them now to the chat, so you can read them back in the chat, hopefully. Here we go. In the chat there, and probably in the chat here would be helpful as well. There you go. All right, and so some have multiple choice, some do not. Marvel, Star Wars, and Disney are guaranteed multiple choice. You get 1 point for each correctly answered question. There is a twisted trivia. The Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars trivia is also worth 2 points each. The catch is you don't get multiple choice, and you only get 10 seconds to answer that question. We also have a unique category with theme songs from series. Here is an example of that. Any guesses?
Knight Rider.
Knight Rider.
That is correct. All right. If you get, so we have easy and medium, that's 1 point, and you also have hard, which is worth 2 points. For the hard one, you only get 10 seconds to answer that one. We're going to play one practice round where we receive no points, but I will help everyone get it right. So, and then the 3 official rounds will follow. So we're going to start with the warm-up round. Here we go.
Shake it out, nice and slow. The warm-up round is here on the Heartbeat Hero Radio Show.
And now we're going to start with movies, 80s movies. So, and I have a little list who's first. The first person that's going to start is John, a.k.a. Beckett. You're going to start with the first one.
In the hot seat, John?
Do it now.
Here we go. Guess which movie this quote is from number 5 is alive. And you get 3 options if you even need that at all.
Don't need it.
You don't need it?
I know exactly what it is.
Well, tell me what it is.
It's Wall-E. No, it's Short Circuit.
That is correct. Let's go to our second on the list. It's Ross, a.k.a. Phaserland. Which category? You can't. Sorry, I'm so used to saying that. So an 80s movie question. Guess which movie this quote is. Come on, Gilbert. Let's go to college. That is from. I have 3 options here if you want them.
Is that Revenge of the Nerds?
That is correct.
All right, here we go.
Steve, aka OSC, guess which movie this quote is from. Creature stole my Twinkie.
Oh, that's Ghostbusters.
You have three options.
Oh, go on.
You have three options.
Sorry.
A, The Monster Squad. B, Summer School. Or C, The Princess Bride.
Oh, I thought that was from the bit where they were taught in Ghostbusters where they...
Tell them about the Twinkie.
Not telling them about the Twinkie, but when they're telling the mayor about all the different police complaints. Sorry, what were the three options?
So, A, The Monster Squad. B, Summer School. Or C, The Princess Bride.
I'm just going to go A, Summer Squad.
That is correct.
Okay.
I'm helping people out in this first round. After that, you're all on your own. You are allowed to help each other. You are allowed to get help from others as well. It's whatever you like. Guess which movie? Brandon. Welcome to the trivia. It's so dark there, I can hardly see you.
Sorry.
Guess. He's going to move a light towards his face.
I am going to move a light, yeah. It's
all
not
right.
going to do a lot.
Guess which movie this quote is from. Live without your sunlight, love without your heartbeat. Live without your sunlight, love without your heartbeat. Would you like the options?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. A is Heathers, B is Summer School, and C is Labyrinth.
I've never seen any of those films. I know those films. I've not seen any of them though.
Oh.
I could see it being from Labyrinth.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, that was our first warm-up round. We're going to have a chat with Ross, a.k.a. Phaserland. If the rest could mute their mic. Ross, I'm going to put you on the big screen here.
Oh, boy, the big screen.
Spotlight there. I'm going to close my screen because it's huge. There you go. How do I do this? I just do it like that probably. And tell me, for the people that don't know you, how you got started in creating music.
Yes. Well, started at an early age. My dad played classical guitar and learned to play guitar, and I was like 9 or 10, and just kind of dabbled here and there in different high school bands. But I was one of those like shred kids, like Dream Theater back. Like, you had to practice my scale, so I was onto that. Various different bands, and then it took me a while to just kind of broaden my horizons, and this is a very quick version of it, but but I come to love obviously the synthwave, like jazz fusion, and like the 80s pop sound. We put it all together in video game NES soundtracks, just put it in the blender, put my little spin on it, put some ambient stuff, put some heart into it. But yeah, I've been making synthwave since 2014 or late 2013 maybe, but yeah, from Detroit, and I love it. Thanks for having me on.
Awesome. We're here with a bunch of English people, and I was wondering if you could do your best English accent. I'm going to ask them to do an American accent later on.
All right, sure.
But for you,
what section of the UK? Just kidding. All right, then. One second. All right, and what's the deal with the proper sing of the English motto of there's a pub, but there's a man, and there's a woman, and there's a library, and I must get a hot cocoa for my lady. I don't know.
Pretty good. There you go. That was a question I'm going to ask everybody later. But if also another question I'm going to ask everybody later. If you could be remembered by one word, what would it be?
Rad. I don't know.
That's cool.
Genuine, I guess. How about that?
Okay, repeat that.
Genuine.
I need that for the clip later on.
Oh yeah, genuine. There you
go. You made a really cool video featured on YouTube, a new retro wave YouTube channel. You had a gold drive-like jacket on, custom-built remote switch lights that light up, a car on the set with animated backgrounds, an old Apple Macintosh of 1984, which you used on set. There were actors, special effects, a whole crowd dancing to your music. Tell me, how was that day? How long did the video take from idea to creation? Did you have to pitch the idea, or was it pitched to you? And then I'll play the track.
Yeah. No, that happened really fast. And the idea was pitched to me in a way, and I worked through it a little bit. Brad Kenyon, I think he was originally from around this area, and Victor, his friend, they messaged me because they were in town, and I happened to have a little bit of money saved. Like, it was perfect timing, and like, hey, I got this great idea. How do you, like, we'll do this whole music video? And they sent me this PowerPoint of like with this Fiero, and I'm like, yes, let's do this. And then we actually found a Fiero group on Facebook, this random ass guy like half hour away or 40. I convinced him to borrow his Fiero for a couple $100. We were able to drive around. We did video mapping on it. It happened very quick. It was probably greenlit in like a week and a half from talking about it. They flew into town. We shot it in a day and a half from downtown Detroit, and then some areas north of that. It was a great time. I had a lot of friends just, hey, you want to help me do this? You want to help me do this? Put these little light switches together with like gels in them, and like do like 4 of them, and like your friends come on and do this. And so we had a whole, it was, for once, maybe I'll do another one later, but it was a lot of fun putting that together.
It looked like it was an amazing experience, and these things do have to come together in a short time, because if they're out planned too long, it probably never happens. So
yeah, exactly. It fizzles. It kind of forced me to get in that lane and just, all right, we're doing it.
All right, here it is. Flip the Switch by Phaserland. Let's go.
upload is complete, Mr. Phaserland.
All right, that was Flip the Switch by Phaserland. We got a shout out to Maya Kamara. Now it's time for trivia round 1 for points.
It's a trivia round 1. Don't be shy. Guess if you're lost, just give it a try.
All right, trivia round 1 for points. We're going to start with John, a.k.a. Beckett. Which category would you like?
I think it's going to have to be the one, the 80s. Let's go for that. Start
the
off
80s.
Yeah.
Where'd I put it? Here. There's the 80s. It's hidden. 80s trivia coming up.
Okay.
Okay, no multiple choice. 1 point.
Okay.
All right.
1 point.
Which American artist had the biggest selling album of the 1980s?
Michael Jackson.
That is correct.
It was probably Thriller.
1 point for Michael Jackson for John, a.k.a. Beckett.
1 point for Michael.
Ross, a.k.a. Phaserland. Which category would you like?
Can I still do the 80s?
Of course, yeah. They're all available. You want the 80s movies or just the 80s normal trivia?
Let's go 90s.
90s.
Yes, let's go 90s.
90s.
Let's do it.
All right, these are the 90s. You get 3 options with this. It's for worth 1 point. Starting in the late 90s, which animated series features the Griffin family? Was that A, South Park, B, American Dad, or C, Family Guy?
It would be C, Family Guy.
And that is correct.
Hello, softball.
You guys are getting some easy ones. I can tell you they're not always easy. All right, Steve, a.k.a. OSC, which category would you like?
Star Wars.
Star Wars. All right, do you want the 1-pointer or the 2-pointer? The 2-pointer entails that you get no options, and it has to be within 10 seconds.
Go on, yeah, let's risk it.
2-pointer.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
Here we go. What is the other name of the droid Deco rolling droids used by the Trade Federation? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
They're the
5,
lunchbox ones, aren't they?
4, 3,
Yeah,
2,
don't know.
1. The Destroyer droid.
Are we talking about the tiny little lunchboxy ones?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was thinking the same, Steve.
The question was, what is the other name of the Droideka rolling droids used by the Trade Federation?
Oh my gosh, used by the Trade Federation. That's prequel stuff.
Yeah, it's all in there. It's Star Wars all over. It's Mandalorian. It's all these things.
Never.
Well, you took a risk. You could have got 2 points. It didn't go your way. Next time better. Brandon, you're up next. Which category would you like?
I will go with 80s, please.
80s. You're probably going to go 80s all the way. Who is the lead singer of the band Blondie?
Oh, Debbie Harry.
That is correct. That is correct. A point for Brandon. We're going to have a chat with Steve, a.k.a. OSC. If everybody can mute their mics except Steve.
Yo.
All right, let me put you on the big screen here and make my face smaller. Otherwise, you won't fit on there. How you doing, Steve?
I'm all right, thank you. Yes.
Thanks. I'm good. Thank you for joining us today. Could you tell us how you got started in creating music?
I pretty much played the piano most of my life, and then I kind of got quite good, but I wasn't like conservatoire, being an absolute boss at the piano good. And so I turned to studying music production instead, simply as a means to still be in music and be able to do things and get my own ideas out of my head beyond what you could do on the piano. So learn how to make music. And yeah, I've just sort of been doing it ever since, really.
What school did you go to for that?
I studied that at the University of Brighton. So on the south coast of England.
And are there still people from that school that you're in contact with?
A couple, yeah. And they're also doing sort of music-related things. Nobody that went on to become mega famous, unfortunately, but there we go.
And were you ever interested in the synthwave scene, or did the synthwave scene find you?
Well, I heard some synthwave, and I thought, "Ooh, that sounds like something I could do." That reminds me of the theme tunes that would play on cartoons when I was a kid, because being born in the early 80s, that's all just in your zeitgeist, right? So yeah, I just started trying out some, and first few attempts were a little bit ropey, but then I sort of honed it in and started to get good at it, and then it became the thing of like, you become known for a thing. So I just kind of kept doing the thing, and then people would contact me to commission me to do the thing, and yeah, so
lots of things. Could you do the American accent for me?
It's gonna be horrendous, but oh my god, what are you doing?
That is great.
Like
That's a good one.
That's about as good as I could hope to do.
If you could be remembered by one word, what would it be?
Okay, we were just joking in the chat before, bald, but in all seriousness, childish.
Okay, cool. Do you still enjoy like cartoons and stuff like that?
Oh yeah.
What's your favorite cartoon?
Adventure Time.
Adventure Time. Oh
Yeah.
wait, that's a big one. Yeah, a lot of people really enjoyed that.
It's actually, I put it on par with Twin Peaks for greatest TV show ever created.
Because one of your albums is based on Adventure Time, right? Or,
5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I should have done more research on that one.
No, it's fine. It's that became another niche where it's like, I did a thing just on a whim, and then people liked it and listened to it a lot, and then suddenly that became another thing that I got known for. So people were like, make more of that. And I was like, oh, okay. So yeah.
My favorite track of yours is The Ride Home. Could you tell us what it means to you and how it got made?
So I was working on this EP idea I had called Girls on Bikes, and it was 4 songs deep and clocking in at about 12 minutes, and I was like, I need another song. So I just made another tune, and halfway through making it, I was like, the melody on this is actually quite nice. There's something in this, and yeah, I thought it needs a title that kind of sells it as like the send off for the end of the hour, for the end of the EP. And I sort of looked at the track listing and was like, oh, it would make sense after they've had, they've met up on the beach or whatever while I was cycling on the promenade and gone and played video games in the arcades, and the guys have like sort of had a bit of a flirty chat with their mate's hot mum, and then now that it's the ride home. So there we go. And that's kind of the story of the tracks on Girls on Bikes,
Were you surprised of the reaction to the track?
Yeah. Yeah, completely. I mean, that's John was talking before about his one big smash track that blew up on Spotify, and Girls on Bike, The Ride Home is that for me. It just sits there ticking over, and I think it's on like 1.5, 1.6 million streams.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. So I'm just like, whoa, okay, nice. Yeah, but there's other really good stuff in my catalog, man. People should go check out other tunes too.
Indeed,
Let's see if we can get more into the million club.
So if you can go into the Twitch chat and post some of your links there, then people can just click on that, and we'll go. But I'm gonna give The Ride Home a play by OSC. Here we go. That was The Ride Home by OSC. And now we go to trivia round 2.
It's time for trivia round 2.
Yes, it's time for trivia round 2. And we're going to start with John Beckett. Which category would you like?
I'll take Marvel for 1, please.
Marvel for 1.
Do it now.
Marvel.
Come on, do it.
For 1 point, you don't want to do the 2-pointer.
Yeah, let's do 2.
Are you going to go for the 2? All right.
Yeah, do it.
You only get one.
One go, 10 seconds.
One go. 10 seconds. All right. What is Groot's favorite color? 10.
Groot.
9. 7. 6,
Groot.
5.
I would just say Groot
4,
because that's what he says.
3,
Groot.
2,
Green.
1. Oh, wait. It was I Am Groot.
Oh, my goodness.
I Am Groot.
Oh.
I am Groot.
Oh, so close.
Curse you, Vin Diesel.
Ross, a.k.a. Phaserland, which category would you like?
Oh, was there a Seinfeld
Yes.
category?
Yes.
Let's do that for.
For 1 point. It's only one
let's
for
do
1
it for
point.
1.
It's only for 1. All right. Who interviews Jerry on the Today Show? Who interviews Jerry on
is
the
it
Today?
Is it Al Roker?
Al Roker is incorrect. It was Bryant Gumbel.
Oh, dang it.
Bryant Gumbel. Steve, a.k.a. OSC, which category would you like?
Let's go Marvel. I'll go Marvel as well.
Marvel, you want 1 pointer or 2 pointer?
Is the 1 point where I get a choice of 3?
A choice of 4, even.
Yeah, go on. I'll go for 1 pointer after falling on my face.
All right. What is the name of Kree's elite special forces in Captain Marvel? You get 4 choices. A, Star Force. B, Nova Corp. C, S.H.E.R.E.D. Or D, Sovereign.
Nova Corp.
Nova Corp is incorrect. It was Star Force.
Oh, man.
Star Force. I have no idea. I have no clue about these questions. All right, Brandon.
Yep.
Which category would you like?
I will go for naughties, please.
Oh.
2000.
Where's the zeros?
Been
Where are
caught,
they at?
caught off guard now.
Yeah, he wasn't prepared for that, was he?
They're at the
Changed my mind. 80,
yeah,
please.
the bottom of the stack.
You want 80s now or?
No. I'm joking.
Okay,
we'll go with 2000s. Yeah.
All right, 2000s. You get 3 choices. So why can't I turn off the radio is a line from which song? Was that A, from So Sick by Neo, B, Hey Ya by Outkast, or C, Beautiful by James Blunt?
It was So Sick by Neo. A.
Correct. Another point for Brandon. And now we're going to have a chat with Brandon. Everybody can mute their mics. I want to put Brandon here on the big screen. There you go. I'm going to make myself smaller because for some reason it never shows my video right. I'm going to put myself up here. Brandon, how you doing?
I'm well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. Could you tell us about how you got started in music?
I got started in music. I was probably about 9 years old, and I was at a party, and I remember playing someone's guitar. And long story short, this guy became a family friend and just decided to teach me guitar for a few years. I didn't ask for anything in return. It was out of the kindness of his own heart, and it was really nice.
What kind of tracks were you playing then?
Do you know, I was doing. I'd be curious if this ever comes through in my brand and stuff, but it was like blues. He was a really big blues guy, and then I went to school and had lessons in school from another guy he still is a blues guitarist who goes over to Chicago numerous times and plays over there. So I got this kind of blues centric kind of foundation in my guitar stuff, and then from then it was like 13, 14 years old, discovering like early DAWs, FL Studio and Logic and things like that. And then just from there, basically just continued.
Do you still play with both DAWs, or do you have one you focus on?
I predominantly use Logic now, but I've had to use, for some of the work that I do, I had to use Pro Tools for years and still kind of do. Interested, it's a strange thing to do still. There's not really a proper reason for it, but force of habit. I kind of, any of the vocal tracks that you hear, I mix the vocals in Pro Tools, which is obviously a different DAW to the tracks that I write the instrumentals in, which is Logic. It's kind of my laziness in trying to change my workflow and how I approach things, but it's kind of led to that. So I don't have to do it, and I would never tell anyone else that they have to do things that way. It's just how I do it.
A lot of people have a DAW they grew up with, and they find it hard. Like me, I use Renoise, which is a tracker, and I'm trying to step over to FL Studio, but it's so hard to get your workflow, because once you run into something, you just crawl back to your old
Yeah,
habit.
I mean, I blame myself more than anything because there's a lot of people I know that do jump from one door to another, and then this is like, they're doing this in their 30s, 40s onwards, and they're still relearning a new door, and it's the best thing they've ever done. I'm very stuck in my ways, and I'm at a point now where I should possibly consider switching doors, and so many people tell me that Cubase is brilliant, but I'm just resistant to it. I just kind of, too set in my ways, unfortunately.
All right, we've come to that moment where you get to do your American accent.
Oh, God. So imagine, if you will, the best concert ever with John Beckett, Phaserland, and Opus Science Collective. I mean, that would be incredible, right, guys?
Amazing. All right, if you could be remembered by one word, what would it be?
I should have prepared this one. Friendly.
Nice one. Nice one. I would describe myself the same. One of your most popular tracks is Coastline, and I was wondering if you could tell me about the track and how it got made before I give it a play.
Coastline was the first track written for that EP of the same name, and ended up being the first track on the EP as well. I can't really remember how I kind of approached it. It was one of those that just, because obviously there's no collaborative work on that, it's just me, so it's probably just me sat in a darkened room like this one for far too many hours, just messing around with elements of the track that no one's ever going to realize had that much time spent on them. But yeah. But it was fun. They're always fun.
So Steve did a YouTube video on his track, The Ride Home, where he reopened like the project, and then he started remembering what happened at that time. So maybe if you go back to that project, if you even have the project, it would come back to you.
I actually did that project on an old computer, and I've switched over since then. There's a chance that I could open that project, but some of it probably would.
Break, yeah.
Well. Yeah. But no, you're right. It would be curious to do it, actually, because I feel like I'm 3 years removed from it now, so you kind of start forgetting like what you did and what choices you made when you wrote the track, which is cool. So it's like a rediscovery, if you will.
All right, here it is, Coastline by Brandon. was Coastline by Brandon, and now it's time for Trivia Round 3.
It's time for Trivia Round 3.
Tell Daniel what question you would like to see.
Yes, time for Trivia Round 3, and we're going to go to John, a.k.a. Beckett. Which category would you like?
Oh, let's go for 80s movie.
80s movie. All right, cool.
Yeah. If that's okay.
Yeah, where'd I put it?
Under the 2000s somewhere.
Oh, wait, it's up here. It's
over there. Okay.
All right, I'm moving it around, just keeping myself sharp here. 80s movies for 80s. Beckett. You get 3 options.
Yeah.
Here we go. Guess which movie the quote is, "Wouldn't a fly swatter be easier?" Was that A, from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, B, The Karate Kid, or C, Howard the Duck?
I'm going to go with B, The Karate Kid.
Thank Lord you know it. Karate Kid, one of my all-time favorites of the 80s.
There it is.
A point for John Beckett. Let's put it in the right round. All right, Ross, a.k.a. Phaserland, which category would you like?
Let's go with the 80s for 1 point.
80s trivia for 1 point. All right, here we go. There's only one option, one answer. Which group were stripped of their 1990 Grammy when the Best New Artist, when it was revealed that they were miming? Which group were stripped of their 1990 Grammy for Best New Artist when they were revealed they were miming?
Is that Milli Vanilli?
That is correct.
Milli Vanilli. Is that right?
How's that song go?
I'm just gonna do an English accent for the rest of the
Perfect.
No, I'm just kidding.
Perfect.
Yeah. Girl, you know it's true. I love you.
Yeah, I love you.
Steve, a.k.a. OSC, which category would you like?
80s for 1, and hopefully I'll finally get a point.
80s for 1. Yeah, around now. I'll probably even help you around if you don't get this one right. Bob Geldof was the front man of which band? Bob Geldof.
Oh my gosh, I can picture them. I Don't Like Mondays, isn't it? That's them. It's multiple choice, right?
I'm going to help you out a little bit because you don't have any points yet. They're a type of animal, but then they have a name in front of it. I don't even know if that's going to help you. Look at the chat. Did they even know? Oh, there. Look at the chat.
Oh yeah. All right. I'll take that. The Boomtown Rats.
The Boomtown Rats for 1 point. There you go.
I'm not a fan of them, by the way.
I've never heard of that band. Brandon, which category would you like?
80s movies, please.
80s movies. 3 options here. Guess from which movie this quote is. The question isn't what are we going to do? The question is what aren't we going to do? Was that A, from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, B, The Karate Kid, or C, Howard the Duck?
A, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
That is correct.
A.
Alrighty then, and now we're going to have a quick chat with John Beckett. Let's put you, everybody mute their mics. John, getting
here I am.
Back on the spotlight here. Let me close my thingy here.
I'm back.
All right, so can you make a Heartbeat Hero intro for me now with doing the voice, then an American accent, and then if you could remember one word, what would it be?
So in an Arnie accent, then an American accent? Or what do you want me to do? You want to make it? Get yourself over to Heartbeat Radio on Twitch. Do it now. Do it now.
Amazing.
And then if I was to do an American accent, that'd be it. Hey, what you talking about? Come on. Get yourself over to Heartbeat Hero. You mook. Something like that, you know.
And the one word.
The one word to describe me. Efficient.
Efficient it is. Now we're going to play the final round of no, we're going to I'm going to ask you guys, what do you want? Do you want 2 more rounds of trivia or is one good enough? The rest has to respond. Everybody can come back online.
I'm in desperate need of points, man.
We're going to do 2 more. All right, so this is the 3rd round of trivia. Here we go for the 3rd round of trivia.
It's time for trivia round 3.
Tell Daniel what question you would like to see.
Wait, we just had round 3. We're going to do round 4. Here we go.
Round 4, here we go, let the knowledge flow. It's a trivia show, let the answers glow.
These are incredible. I mean, are these custom? Are they? Have you got like artists like just lining up outside the studio? Right, come on.
I wish.
Round 2.
I wish.
Right. Are they AI?
Unfortunately, they are AI. I've had some people that told me that they would make some cool intros for me, but they haven't gotten to it yet. So that's what I got for now. John, a.k.a. Beckett, which category would you like for round 4?
Let's go for Batman.
Batman. They are incredibly hard, just so you know.
Oh, Jesus, not a good idea then.
You can change your mind still if you want.
Okay, I'm gonna go with 80s music.
80s. It's not music. It's just 80s trivia.
Oh, 80s trivia. Do it.
All right, 80s trivia. It is music based, so you're lucky. Which famous U.S. pop star original name is Annie Mae Bullock?
Oh.
Which famous U.S. pop star's original
Is there any
is...
hints on this or?
No, you got enough points. Not giving you any hints.
Annie Mae Bullock. Oh,
Yep.
jeez. I was going to say something like Annie Mae Bullock. No idea. I'm going to go with. Come on, chat. Everyone, what's going on here? Come on. I was going to go with. Come on.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Madonna.
No, it wasn't Madonna. It was Tina Turner. Annie Mae Bullock.
Tina Turner.
And we're disappointed with the chat. They didn't help John out.
Thanks,
Ross,
chat.
a.k.a. Phaserland, which category would you like?
I'm just going to stick with the 80s.
80s
Keep
trivia.
rolling along, baby.
All right. Who wrote the 1986 bestseller, It?
Oh, yeah. Well, this is Mr. King.
Mr. King. Mr. Stephen King is correct. A point for Ross.
Good. Yep.
Steve, a.k.a. OSC, which category would you like?
I'll go 80s movies. And what do you want to bet? It's like way harder than that last question.
Yeah. I don't know why, but...
I keep choking, man. I need a good question.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a different color. He's picking up from a hard pile.
No. You want me to take a different one? I'll like...
It's fine.
I'll just
I had a very competitive older brother who used to beat me at
random
everything.
one.
I'm used to losing.
Pick a random one. All right. Guess which movie this quote is from. Yeah. Sorry, the popcorn's getting in my throat. Guess from which movie this quote is from. Yeah, it takes a real saint to ask daddy. A, Pretty in Pink. B, Dirty Dancing. Or C, Flashdance.
You see what I'm saying? That's like so much harder than who wrote it. Give me the quote one more time.
Guess which... Oh, sorry. Yeah, it takes a real saint to ask daddy.
Yeah, it takes a real saint to ask daddy. I mean, it's either going to be Pretty in Pink or Dirty Dancing, isn't it? I'm going to go Pretty in Pink.
Pretty in Pink is incorrect. It was Dirty Dancing.
It was Dirty? Oh, yeah.
I should have known that. My sister used to watch that all the time when I was a kid.
All right, Brandon. Which category would you like?
I will go with 80s movies, please.
80s movies. All right. Guess which movie this quote is from. You'll break his heart, I'll break your face. A, The Breakfast Club. B, Some Kind of Wonderful. Or C, Footloose. C,
Footloose.
It was Some Kind of Wonderful. Has anybody seen that movie? I have no idea. Never heard of that. Some Kind
I
of
feel
Wonderful.
like I have.
I
They're
got it on
ringing a
DVD. I
bell.
never watched it.
I think I might have seen it when I was young.
All right, so now we go to round 5. That's the final round, which brings us to the final round track.
Final round, we're almost there. Triple points, we're in the air. Rain and smile, we wear the crown. Ready, set, it's going down.
Hey, I wear the crown, Raiders.
All right, John, a.k.a. Beckett, final round. Which
Triple
category
points.
would you like?
Is this triple points?
No triple points. It's
Oh.
I couldn't edit
The song lied.
I mean,
The AI song lied.
yeah. I've been sold a dream.
Triple points? No.
No.
Nope.
Okay. No triple points. I wish I knew something about Seinfeld more than the few memories I have, but I'm gonna have to go with 80s again.
80s. All right.
Gonna have to.
80s. In the TV show Knight Rider, what was the name of Michael Knight's car?
Oh, it was.
Steve's like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Sense the frustration.
Come on. It was Kits, Knight Industries 2000.
That is correct. I'm sorry, Steve. It's just I don't know why, but you're just getting.
It's all right. It's luck of the draw. I'm a Coventry City fan. I'm used to being on the rough end of stuff.
Ross, a.k.a. Phaserland, which category would you like for the final round?
Keep rolling with the 80s. Let's keep rolling.
80s trivia. All right, here we go. In the American television sitcom Alf, what does Alf stand for?
Oh, ELF stands for it stands for something? What the heck? My wife's a big ELF fan. She has the mask and everything and little figurines. So it is wow.
3,
Algonac
2,
Algonac Life Force.
1. Oh, you had one word right. It was alien life form.
Oh.
Did Steve know that one?
I mentally figured it out. I didn't know it, but I was like, I bet it's alien life form.
All right, the moment has come, Steve.
Yeah,
the
go on.
final
Just
round.
Keep it 80s. Same as the other guys. Come on.
Please be good. Please be good.
All
All right.
right. I bet this is some really nuanced, complicated, like.
In the A team, what does BA stand for in BA Baracus?
Bad attitude.
Yeah, there you go.
Triple points.
Vindication.
That's, in my head, that's triple points. So.
Brandon, which category would you like for the last round of trivia?
I will go with the Marvel, please. Dan.
Marvel. And would you like the Marvel 2-pointer or the Marvel 1-pointer?
Let's go for the Marvel 2-point.
So you get no options. It's could be difficult. All right. When does Tony Stark recruit Spider-Man? 10, 9.
When?
7, 6.
A year? Do I need a year?
4, 3, 2.
In Civil War.
Image film.
That's correct. 2 points
Yes.
for Brandon. That means you win the trivia. I have a winner. Yeah, there we go. Is it not playing? Why is it not playing? There you go.
Oh, you're amazing. You one of a kind, a masterpiece, a mastermind. With your grace and charm, you steal the show. Right here on HeartBeatHero Radio. You're a winner. You're definitely not a beginner. You're a winner, and you get a chicken dinner.
So if you come get it to the Netherlands, I'll give you a chicken dinner. So, speech.
Speech. I'm too busy thinking about the chicken dinner. Don't test me. I will come for that chicken dinner. if it's available.
Kentucky Fried.
Chicken's chicken. Chicken's chicken. Who's going to turn the nose up? Unless you're a vegetarian or vegan.
No, I'm not. So we're going to say goodbye to everybody, and then we're going to invite people to join us behind the scenes. We're going to start with John. John, would you like me to read your fortune cookie message?
Oh, of course.
All right. You will be selected for a promotion because of your accomplishments. And now, you can tell me what you're grateful for and what would you like to promote.
I'd like to promote my the Project Beckett, projectbeckett.uk, or Project Beckett on any of the socials. Go over there, and I'm really grateful for such a fun evening with new friends.
Awesome, John. Thank you for coming on the show. Ross, would you like me to read your fortune cookie message?
Please.
Dogs have owners, cats have staff.
Okay.
I don't know if
I've
you
got
own
both.
You got both.
So
Well, there you go. What are you grateful for, and what would you like to promote?
Oh yeah, I'm grateful for all you out there. You guys for listening. Grateful for family, friends, and my new little one, 5 months in the world, my little daughter. So grateful for my ability to keep rocking on doing music.
Ross, thank you for coming on the show.
There's a lot.
Steve, would you like me to read your fortune cookie message?
Of course.
Before you can be reborn, you must die.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so this is the end of OSC.
Well,
thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it's been a blast.
Well, folks.
I'm so glad I got your album.
That on top of knowing the answers to nearly all of the other questions except my own. Oh, mate.
All right, Steve. What are you grateful for, and what would you like to promote?
I'd like to promote myself. Please go and listen to my music. Every stream helps keep the lights on. Every digital purchase helps keep the wheels turning on this OSC thing. And I'm just grateful for those people that stream and like and listen and are generally just super awesome about music and life in general. So, yeah.
Steve, thanks for coming on the show. Brandon, would you like me to read your fortune cookie message?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm joking. please do.
You have a curious smile and a mysterious nature. Brandon, what are you grateful for, and what would you like to promote?
I'm going to piggyback off what these guys have said, but yeah, I'm very grateful for people listening. It's awesome that people are still listening after years of doing this. And in terms of what I like to promote, just the music, I guess, myself. Same thing. Any listens, any streams, any purchases on Bandcamp, etc. It's all very much appreciated.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brandon, for coming on the show. Thank you all for coming on the show. I have added the link to the chat so people can join us behind the scenes while we listen to some great music still. Then we're going to listen to the pre-recorded show. Thank you so much for coming on, and hope to see everybody behind the scenes. And now I got to do something. Got to press something
Thank
here.
you.
Thanks, y'all.
Pre-show 2.
Thank you.
Here we go. Welcome to the pre-recorded show. This is Timeless, featuring Outrunner by List. That was Timeless featuring Outrunner by List. Up next by Retro Reverb Records is Eden Futures, Max Halen, and Cynthia's Love Under the Violet Sun. That was Max Halen and Cynthia's Love Under the Violet Sun by Eden Future. Up next, another track from Retro Synth Records. This is Whole Again, the Bending Grid remix by Fancy K and Bending Grid.
Visions of us in the dark fill up my mind.
That was Whole Again, the Bending Grid remix by Fancy K and Bending Grid. Up next is Elevate by Crystal Kaiser. That was Elevate by Crystal Kaiser. Up next, off the album Sunset Speed, this is Final Lap by Speed World. That was Final Lap by Speed World. Up next is Just a Dream by Pretense.
just a dream.
That was Just a Dream by Pretense. And now, back to the show. And I'm back for the last track of the night. We got the main theme by me, Heartbeat Hero, and I'm going to play it now. If you're listening to the show live now, make sure and check out soundcloud.com/heartbeathero and listen to the audio show, including even more music. If you enjoy the show, please tell your friends and family about it. I am so thankful for all my listeners and guests on the show. You can support Heartbeat Hero Radio by going to Spotify, iTunes, Bandcamp, and SoundCloud. And like Robin Lights, Keith Atherton, and many more, you can support Heartbeat Hero Radio by going to patreon.com/heartbeathero. The next show is the 17th of May, featuring I Am Bolin on Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. Paris time. Hope you can all make it to that show. And I hope to see you right now in the Google Meets. Just click on that link in the Twitch chat. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.